Hey guys, what's going on? Waffle here. What am I talking about? I'm not even Waffle anymore. Hey guys, what's going on? Waffle Gaming here, the sweetest spot on the internet. Welcome. Almost did it! Come on! Hey guys, what's going on? Waffle Gaming here, and I am here to present to you a tutorial series on how to use OBS on a lesser machine. What do I mean by a lesser machine? I'm talking about laptops, I'm talking about crap tops, I'm talking about 2008 PCs that for some reason you guys are still playing in nowadays. I don't know your situation, but I'm here to teach you how to work with that, so here we are. So, first thing we're gonna do is the first issue. We gotta figure out what the issue is, right? Okay, so the issue is that your CPU is simply not strong enough to run the game and record at the same time. So, first things first, before we even dive into any of the settings, maybe your machine is strong enough to play CSGO at a reasonable frame rate and record at the same time. But for some reason, the game, when you play it while the OBS is recording, it's still laggy. Well, there's two things you gotta do. One, you gotta figure out, do you have the right version of OBS? Get the new one. I am telling you guys, the new one, although it's a little harder to work with, you'll get it. It's easy, the user interface is a little tricky, but once you get it, it records your game so seamlessly. The old OBS, it just runs, so sluggish. I don't know why. I don't know what made it do that. Step number two, before you even do any of the settings, are you recording on a separate drive? So like your hard drive, so when I say hard drive, I'm not talking about the system drive with your Windows files on it. I'm talking about your external drive. I'm talking about hard drives. I'm talking about flash drives. Whatever works. Whatever has enough space for the video you're gonna do, record onto a separate drive. If you don't do that, it's gonna be slow. It's gonna be god awful for you. It doesn't matter. Like maybe you have a strong enough computer to record onto the same drive you're playing the game on. But let's be honest, if you did that, you wouldn't be here in this tutorial. So. Yeah, so that's another thing you gotta figure out. But let's say you don't have another drive. Well, okay, let's say you do have another drive, but for some reason it's still slow. What's going on here? Well, there's a number of issues that could be going on in the hardware compartment. Like maybe the second hard drive you got is a little on the slow side. Maybe it doesn't spin fast enough, or maybe it's time to get an SSD, or maybe it's time. More on that later. Or maybe just put it on a freaking thumb drive. Heck, 16 gigabyte thumb drive should be enough to record 20 minutes of gaming, right? Should be. Anyways, so let's suppose you got everything all lined up. You got a second drive. You got a OBS, and you got everything all ready. But for some reason, it's still slow. I don't get it. So that's what I'm here for. That was one hell of a long intro. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so opening OBS. We have to go to this little thing in the corner right here. It's called File. It has access to your settings. Alright, so once you find yourself in the settings, you go from General, Stream, Output. First thing we gotta do with Output is, mine is set to Quality. Wait, what? It's still recording? Oh my god! Oh. Alright, so the first thing you gotta do is go to Files. Oops, wrong one. File, Settings. Alright, and then you go to Video. And you go to your FPS. Most common issue I've heard from the same person. I'm looking at you. Same person. He set his FPS to 10. And he's telling me, why is it so slow? Because this common FPS value right here, this little setting in your video tab right here, this determines the frame rate, the maximum, bear in mind, maximum frame rate output video. So whatever video you upload, even if you're playing the game at 300 frames per second and you're recording all of it into OBS, and OBS is recording, you set this to 10, at 4K, 300 FPS video will become 10 FPS. Not good. Not good for anybody. First thing we're gonna do is you have to hand benchmark your computer. What I mean by benchmark is you gotta test your computer. So the first thing you gotta do is bump it up to the maximum. Maybe it's 30, maybe it's 60 FPS, doesn't matter. Just bump it up to the maximum, but the first thing you do, because we already know that your maximum resolution isn't working. So down, run the game again, and if that doesn't work, like if it's still laggy in game or not satisfactory, keep lowering the resolution. Just keep lowering it, because here's the truth. Bad resolution video at 60 FPS with epic gameplay will be a good video. A 4K video with 2 FPS with epic gameplay, terrible video. Would you want to watch a PowerPoint of CSGO? I feel bad for people who are recording at this resolution. You can see everything in a 60 FPS FPK. But if you don't have access to 60, just go to 30, whatever's the highest one, and then just keep lowering your resolution until it works. For me, I don't have any hiccups with that because I've got a monster PC. So 720 by 1080, I mean 1920 by 1080 is fine with me. But in this scenario, let's just do 1280 by 720. Alright, so we hit apply, and then go to output. You don't have to worry about recording quality. This only determines how much space you're going to be using on your storage device and how much quality is preserved. So, for example, if you're recording in MP4, which I always do, it's easy to work with, you get these choices. You can do lossless quality, which means you get your epic 4K montage style videos, but you're going to end up with like 68 gigabytes of footage after an hour. Like, it's just going to be insane. If you don't have much space, like say you're recording onto a thumb drive for some reason, put it to high quality, medium file size, and you should be fine. But just get ready for a grainy video. Okay, so, but either way, there you go. Video bitrate, who cares about streamers? Anyways, it's 60, and let's open our game. Alright, so we're opening up CSGO. Okay, frick. I forgot you guys can't see full screen. Alright, let's just... I'm trying to get back to you guys. Hold on, I'm coming back. Oh wait, you guys can see it. Oh, okay. So if you don't see anything, say if the screen is frozen like this, you guys see this right now? You see this? Do you see this BS right here? What's going on here? Why isn't the screen moving? Why is everything frozen? That's because when the game is off screen, this is a little trick that developers do. While the game is off screen, it doesn't load anything to the graphics card, so it just sits there like that. But sometimes, click on the game, let it load, it comes in, and now you can see it. Everything's in motion. But in order to see it, you have to go back to your recording software and confirm it. And yes, I have come in. Oh, and yes, we've come back. It's working fine. Yeah. Okay. So now that everything's working fine, yeah. Okay. So the next thing you gotta do is go to the settings and change everything to low, like everything. Usually the cause of the lag of every CSGO game is anti-aliasing. Like for me, it's MSAA8. But for you average folks out there with average computers, you might want to turn it down to 2 if you're daring, or just leave it at none, like what I do. I always leave it at none. All right, and then change everything down to 0. Don't touch these; they're fine. Change this down to low, low. Multi-core rendering. Make sure this is enabled. If the more cores CSGO has access to, the better. So make sure all of your cores have access to the game so that it can process the most. Okay, that's the settings. Another thing you can reduce is the resolution. You can lower this as much as you can. For me, the lowest is 1280. Anyways, so if that runs everything, if everything runs fine, if you're clicking room around, if you go into the test match, and everything runs fine, and then it still runs fine when you're recording, then you've done it. If it still doesn't run fine, after everything I told you what to do, nothing works, maybe it's time, sorry to say this, time for a new computer.